What's going on, everyone? I still can't believe Luka is a Laker. It's just so surreal. We've had the press conferences, seen practice footage, you name it. And I still look at Luka and I'm just like, oh yeah, he's really a Laker. This is crazy. And then Lakers being able to make other moves and make other trades and stuff. It's been great to see. You got Luka and you got your center for the future. Mark Williams, you got your guys that can now lead the charge for the long haul. Two of the most important positions. An all-star caliber point guard in a league that is ran by guards in a lot of ways. Look at, especially in the Western Conference, look at all the various guards. And then to get that center that can bang with anybody and really just dominate on both sides of the basketball, especially recently, he's been great. But the biggest acquisition may have been Dorian Finney-Smith, and not in the sense of like, oh, he's the best player or anything. Luka's the best acquisition, but in the sense of him being the precursor to Luka, right? Dorian Finney-Smith being on this team is so underrated for Luka, and I'm not talking about the play. I'm not talking about Dorian Finney-Smith being out there on the basketball court. Obviously, he's hugely impactful in that manner, chemistry, stuff like that for Luka. But the reason Dorian Finney-Smith might have been the most important pickup for Luka is because their familiarity, their friendship, their brotherhood. I mean, these two are like, two school kids, like, haha, like they're just like joking and laughing, and they're in practice and they're giggling and having like half court contests and stuff, and just, trash talking each other, and just like, a fun, laughing, silly matter as friends do, right? Like, and it's just, it's so great to see Luka just smile and have that guy, right? Because that's the thing, right? Like, Luka got completely blindsided. You could see just the pain in like his eyes and his face. I mean, he's like sitting there doing the interview, and he just looked like you could see it. Like he wasn't over it, right? He's hurt, but he doesn't want to be the a-hole, right? Like he said, I'm going to take the higher road, all that stuff. But the dude went and just got completely not only blindsided, but then just dragged through the mud after being blindsided. It was crazy. And obviously that gives him motivation that puts him in a headspace to where he's like, okay, now watch what I'm going to do. But to come to the Lakers and not have that familiarity and kind of have those questions of like, do I really want to be here? Do I not want to be here? Right? Like, and like, God, I really want to be in Dallas and all that stuff. To have his buddy come in and laugh with them and joke with them, like we've all had that bad day. And our boy, the boy that just knows what to say and knows how to like just kind of get us out of our slump, comes and sits next to us and is just cracking those jokes, or just starts talking to you or whatever, and you just completely flip and change your mood. That's Dorian Finney-Smith for Luka, and he is so incredibly important for this because, again, also Luka could leave, right? I highly doubt it, but it's not 100% that he's staying, right? It might be 99.99%, but still not 100%. Crazy things happen. You never know. Dorian Finney-Smith is your in, right? Dorian Finney-Smith is the guy that can convince Luka and be Luka's buddy and be the guy to kind of, help assimilate and give, they could bunk together and all. Like, it's just, it gives Luka that confidant that he wouldn't have otherwise, right? Because again, him and Dorian Finney-Smith were legit boys, right? Like even like when Dorian Finney-Smith got traded and stuff like that, right? Like they still like kept in contact, still talk, right? They joking back and forth with each other on like X and stuff, right? Like that's significant. That's important to have that guy that you can trust in and confide in and believe in, and you're going through these emotions and you're going through just like you're in your own mental, right? Like to have that guy that can just be like, hey man, like, dude, like I'm here. Like we always talked about how we'd play together again. And yeah, like you're my dog, I'm your dog. Like let's go do this. Let's go get this game. right? Let's go get this season. Let's go get this Larry O'Brien, right? Like, hey man, I got to get a new contract, right? Like, you sign the extension, I'm going to get my new contract. Like, let's go, right? And like, yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith, he's not going to be here the entire tenure of Luka, but he's going to be here for a while. He probably gets a new, probably 3-4 year deal coming up with the Lakers. So, you're going to have Dorian Finney-Smith and Luka as like that duo, as that tandem for a while. And like Luka, there was reports about Luka's like, man, like everyone, like they keep getting rid of everyone that I like, right? Like they keep get rid of everyone that he confides in, his buddies. Well, guess who won't do that? Lakers. If Luka wants Dorian Finney-Smith to stay on the team till he's 50, guess what Dorian Finney-Smith's doing? Staying on the team till he's 50, right? Like, it's just Luka gets to have that guy. And it just makes things easier, especially this circumstance, especially how bad this circumstance was. It's probably very, very refreshing and comforting to like show up and see that familiar face. Show up and see that guy that you can count on. And their built-in chemistry and their relationship on the court, right? And then, again, off the court, right? You have this luxury with each other that Luka's not going to have with anyone else immediately coming in, right? And I do think that Dorian Finney-Smith, and it also makes me wonder, did Rob trade for Dorian because he knew Luka was coming? Because based on the reports that came out, this began a month ago, which would have been right around the time that, Lakers acquired Dorian Finney-Smith. So was that something that, like, I mean, obviously, Lakers could have used Dorian Finney-Smith regardless, but is part of the reason, I don't think it's the full reason, but it's part of the reason why they went and traded for Dorian was because they knew, like, hey, we might get Luka here. We might actually do this thing here, right? We might actually pull this off, and it'd be nice to kind of have his buddy here, right? Especially if you're trying to convince him to stay long term and sign a new contract, do all this stuff, right? Like, it'd be kind of nice to have your buddy. Be kind of nice to have that guy that you can, again, confide in and trust, and like, hey, come here, right? Come, like, I got you, right? Like, we'll get through this together. I know it sucks. It's unfortunate, but hey, look at where you're at. You're with the Lakers. We're hanging out. You got me. Got LeBron. You got all these things, right? Like, there's a lot to be excited about, right? Like, I think Dorian Finney-Smith is huge for now, and a bit of the short term for the Lakers. Obviously, again, with his on-court play, his on-court production, and the things that he's capable of, but also just through his relationship with Luka and kind of being the Lakers in and trying to get Luka to get comfortable, get immersed, and be ready to try to go win some championships here. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think, like, yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith is literally everything for this team because of Luka? Do you think, like, nah, like, it wouldn't have made a difference either way? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos. I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.